Hey, awesome people, how are we doing? It's Carl here from Celebrity Signings, and really just wanted to kind of give you an update because it's been a while since I spoke to you last. I thought it was about time that I did an update on the collection so you could have a little look-see, see what I've got. Hope everybody's keeping safe and well. Wear your masks, wash your hands, all that sort of stuff. Let's crack on and see what I've got since the last video that I posted, which was way back in probably July. So the last thing that I posted about was this Ellie Goulding signed picture that came with a CD and a recorded message from Ellie. So the first new post really that I've got is this from a model. She's on Instagram, but she's sort of a model called Miss Deadly Red. I dropped her a line on Instagram and she came back and said she had a little shop and was selling some signed pictures. They were really cheap, like 10 quid or something. So I decided to buy a set of pictures from her. She had this set of pictures. And this one came, and as you can see, she's only signed one. It was a little bit smudged. I asked her to just put a quote on, and she's put a really cool quote which I like, which is, "You can never be overdressed or undereducated." It's an Oscar Wilde quote. And I liked it, but I was a bit like, that's a bit smudged, but never mind. But I didn't say anything, just left it, went on my merry way. And then about a week later, a second package dropped through the post, and I'm guessing she also felt a bit bad about sending it, because these are in it, and it's the same three photos, but she's now signed all three, and she's rewritten a quote, "You can never be overdressed or overeducated." And I absolutely love these. These ones are awesome. The first one was great, but these are awesome. So really pleased to get that back. And if you want to support a local business or a small business, then Miss Deadly Red is definitely one to contact and get something from. Okay, so the first sort of through the mail, I guess, well, actually, it was a private address, was Teddy Sheringham. I'm a big Manchester United fan. For those who know, hopefully no one's switching off now as you support Liverpool or Chelsea or something else. Yeah, so I found, been browsing for lots of private addresses to see what I could find, because I'm not really sending through agencies at the moment because a lot of them are closed, because obviously England's gone back into a second lockdown now. I wrote to Teddy and sent 3 pictures and got these signed back, and I love them. There's this one, I think they're all the Champions League final pictures. So I got this one back, she's signed. This one as well, which she's personalised to Carl. Teddy, best wishes, Teddy Sheringham, and this one as well. I'm really tempted to, once things sort of crack back up again, send it off to Ollie at Old Trafford and see if I can get him to multi-sign this as well. I don't think Ronnie Johnson, I don't have an address for him, so I can't do that. But yeah, so really pleased to get those back from Teddy Sheringham. Next autograph was a purchase. I know most of you will have seen Showmasters are doing a sale at the moment, because obviously they're running out of cash because they're not being able to do any Comic-Cons for a while, so they're flogging off all their old stock. And I purchased this. For those who watched my videos before, you'll know I'm a huge fan of A Clockwork Orange. It's getting harder and harder to buy things from people who are in it. So Showmasters had this, which I love the image. It's not the best quality, but I really like the image. It's of Michael Tarn, who plays Pete, one of Alex's droogs in the film, and it's this sort of iconic scene where they're just about to beat up the drunken homeless guy. So it's signed by Michael Tarn there, and really love it, and I really appreciate having this to add to my Clockwork Orange collection, and we'll see another Clockwork Orange one as we work through. Next autograph, I've already got this chap before, just emailed him several years ago and got signed picture, emailed him again, just because there's not much else to do at the moment, is there, let's be honest, and got this, and it's a different picture than the one I had signed previously. It's Michael Bollinger. He's probably best known for playing Augustus Gloop in the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory original film with Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka. So you can see he's signed here, Michael Bollinger, Augustus Gloop, and he's also sent this picture as well, this letter as well, which he sends to everybody. Thanks for getting in touch via email. And signed the picture as well. So yeah, re-added him to my collection with a new image, which is really cool. I also got this, which I'm really chuffed about. It's Jennifer Tilly. You could email her for a request, and then about 3 or 4 months ago, it was basically announced she was doing a big bulk batch of autographs, and then that she was not doing any more, she was stopping. So it was a bit of a rush to get an email request in. Sent one, didn't really expect to hear anything, and was in one of the very last batches that came back from Jennifer, best known for being in the film Chucky, Family Guy, loads and loads of stuff from sort of the 90s. And I really like this picture, it's super cool. And yeah, she isn't signed anymore, so if you didn't manage to get it in the last batch, then unfortunately you ain't getting one of these now. So I was really pleased to get that email request off and back. This was a disappointing result. I found an address for Connie Booth, who I love. I love Fawlty Towers, Romance with a Double Bass, stuff like that. She was in a bit of Monty Python as well. Printed 2 pictures off. I'm going to have to resend to her because the quality of these is terrible. So I got this back to Carl. I couldn't work out what it said. I thought it said FU in the corner and video shit in the top corner. I have no idea. It doesn't. It says video shot, I think, to Carl. Thank you from Connie Booth, signed down the bottom there. And then this one, and they're smudged to hell. She's tried to re-sign over the top. She's made an absolute mess of them. I've kept them, but I'm definitely going to resend to her. I thought this one said "fuck you," if I'm totally honest. But I think it says "thank you." So yeah, I'm going to have to resend these to her because they're really bad quality. And this was another email request to Cindy Lauper. Again, she's been sending email requests for years, but never emailed for one, so I did. Don't like the pen she's used particularly. Would have rather had a better pen on this one, but like the picture, so really pleased to get on back. And yeah, that's an email request that I sent through. This was a purchase. This is John Cleese. He was selling his new book, Creativity, signed copies, and I think it was something like £12, which is ridiculously cheap for John Cleese, considering at Comic-Con he was charging like 70 odd quid. So I had to purchase a copy, so I did, and it's got this sort of awful book plate stuck into it, but it is a John Cleese original signature, so that's another John Cleese Monty Python signature to add to the collection, so really happy with that. Next up, we have Mark Harmon, who's probably best known for playing Gibbs in NCIS, the NCIS series. I'll be honest with you, I've never seen an episode, but again, he's one of these people that I knew signed through the mail and was pretty good, prolific signer, and I didn't have much better to do because I wasn't doing TTM, so I decided to email him anyway, and I really like his signature. His handwriting is awesome, so I got this back in the post for Carl from Mark Harmon. Like I said, I've never seen NCIS, I know him as an actor, so still pleased to get that and add that to the collection. Next up is another addition to my Manchester United collection, and that's Brian Robson. This was sent to a private address again, sent 2 photos, this one which is like obviously a United promotional shot, best wishes Brian Robson, and this one as well, which for some reason when I printed with these white stripes on the side, but it still looks pretty cool anyway. So yeah, sent those to the private address. None of these are difficult to find, but I'm not going to give them out obviously because they're private addresses, and really pleased to get these back pretty swiftly. Next up, really happy with these. I noticed this chat was replying pretty well at the moment. It's obviously Hollywood legend Martin Sheen, been in Apocalypse Now, Wall Street, loads and loads of stuff. I sent these 2 photos. I absolutely love them. This one's awesome. It's obviously like a sort of on-set image with I think some of the camera crew and stuff in the background, but I really like it. It's got to Carl from Martin Sheen, and then this one as well. They're both from Apocalypse Now obviously, and this one again Carl Martin Sheen, and he's dated it. So I absolutely love these 2. Really pleased to get these back. They're great pictures, and Martin, as I say, is signing really well at the moment. He's in his late 80s I think, so really pleased to get this back from him. Next up, one of 2 new Showmasters purchases. I wrote to this actress, Anne Furbank, when she was via Venue, but never got a reply, unfortunately. I know her best as playing the character Helen Lloyd in Carry On Nurse, but she was also in the most recent Star Wars film Rise of Skywalker as a Tatooine elder. Obviously, Carry On stars, people who've been in Carry On films are getting less and less because they're obviously pretty old now, so I wanted to definitely get this, so I purchased this one, which is her in this scene with Charles Hawtrey. Sadly we'll never get because he's passed away. And the other purchase I got was this one, which is another new addition to the Clockwork Orange collection. It's Vivian Chandler. She is, I was umming and ahhing whether to get it, but she is sadly deceased now, so Showmasters had a very small handful of these, so I had to buy one. I've obviously had to censor it slightly here. She plays a handmaiden in this scene with Alex, who is the main cat actor of the film. Malcolm McDowell plays him, and yeah, as I say, she's sadly deceased, so really pleased to get this from Vivian Chandler, as obviously never be able to get something like this again for my Clockwork Orange collection. Next up, which is a purchase which I made through Waterstones months and months ago, but obviously because of COVID and everything, the signing didn't take place until recently, and it's the first edition for David Jason to my collection, obviously best known for Only Fools and Horses, Touch of Frost, Porridge, Open All Hours, that kind of stuff, and it's his new autobiography, Del of a Life. Obviously plays Del Boy in Only Fools and Horses, and as you can see, it's a signed copy, really nice, clear autograph in the front there in biro, which I really like in a book. Actually, I kind of like biro signatures in a book. Don't on a photo, but in a book they look great. So really pleased to finally add David Jason, as he's a bit hit and miss in terms of signing, to the collection. Next up was this I just can't get my head around this. This is Ellie Kendrick, best known for probably playing Mira Reed in Game of Thrones and Helen in Misfits, that kind of thing. I sent to her 5 years ago, um, and finally got a response. So I sent her this from is it upstairs, downstairs, or something. I'm not entirely sure. But this is her Game of Thrones character. Mira Reed, and then she also wrote on the back, "Thanks so much for taking the time to write and wait for my reply. Hope this finds you safe and well." So I think she very nicely acknowledged that it had taken 5 years to get this back. But hey, better late than never. That's what we do this thing for. As long as you don't move address, then hopefully at some point some of the stuff that you're waiting for and you think never will come back, it may surprise you and actually come back, which is great. Next up was a purchase. I bought this off of a Facebook sales group from a local seller. It's a signed copy of the Welsh rugby team's book Breathing Fire. I didn't know who the autographs were. I just knew it was a signed copy and it had these two autographs in. So I took a punt and then researched it and discovered they were signed by Ian Gough and Kevin Morgan. I'm old enough, I do remember watching Ian Gough play. I don't particularly remember Kevin Morgan, but certainly I remember Ian Gough. So I was pleased to buy this. I think I paid £5 for it, which is nothing, and it's a huge book, so really pleased to add that to the collection of signed books. And the next one was a CD purchase. This was from the awesome musician Lewis Capaldi. He just randomly signs and sells stuff on his website, which is bizarre. And he had this advertised. Obviously, they're completely sold out now. He only had 50 or maybe 100 available. I'm not sure. It wasn't many at all. Basically, it's the test pressing for his new album, Divinely Uninspired to a Hellish Extent. And you can see at the bottom it says it's a test pressing. It's used for checking recording quality only. It's not for resale. So he signed them and sold them on for like a £5. That's literally all it was a £5 plus about a £2 postage. So never had Lewis Capaldi in the collection. Absolutely had to buy that. Bargain. So cheers, Lewis. Really happy with that. And finally, the newest addition to the collection is from the awesome former wrestler and turned actor John Cena. He was selling his signed copies of his book, Elbow Grease, Fast Friends. No interest in the book, but obviously it comes with this, which is really cool, signed by John Cena. It's the only John Cena I've got in my collection, probably will be the only John Cena in my collection. The really cool thing about this, it wasn't particularly expensive for an autograph from John Cena anyway as a Hollywood actor, but it also came with a personalised signed message from John Cena, which I won't play here, but I've uploaded it to YouTube, so if you go back to my last video before this one, you'll be able to watch it from there. So really, really pleased to add John Cena, and as of Sunday, 15th of November, that is the most recent addition to my collection. Thank you very much for coming back and watching. As you probably know, for those who've been on my channel before, I'm not going to be popping these out particularly regularly. I'm just going to do updates every couple of months, but hopefully you've enjoyed what you've seen. Don't forget, you can pop to my my blog, which is celebritysignings.co.uk. So do pop along there and have a little look if you want to see what new stuff I've got. Thank you very much for watching. Do subscribe, because at least you'll be told when some new stuff comes out, although it's not very often. Hope you like it. If you do, click that little like button at the bottom. Thanks very much, and I will hopefully speak to you again very, very soon. Keep safe, keep well, keep wearing your mask, and keep doing what you're told to do for the time being to keep yourself and everyone else safe. All right, and I'll speak to you again soon. Cheers, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.